So, relating to wholeness. So the way of building relationships in such that there is peace and harmony brings in healing. It's more so that we now believe that this crisis is also about the regenerative revolution that we are living now. And as it gains momentum, we are called upon to bring, first of all, openness. And in this new way of building community, we bring in love and full presence in everything that we do, say, such that we feel the wholeness coming from within rather than looking it from without. So we're not saying there are no shortcomings in the indigenous, but the realization today is that there are shortcomings in the systems that are ruling the world today. And the modern world seems to feel a need. So we are in the research of this gap and really how to close it in a positive way, because this is the predicament of humanity, and the socialization and education we have and have received has actually drifted us apart from this wholeness. So we find ourselves in a social and ecological crisis due to this disconnection. The crisis is not only in society, it is felt at the very level of organization of system. And this is why we feel that systems change need to evolve in building new consensus with the indigenous. So often, everything that doesn't fall in line with the rationale of what is called modern is usually disregarded. And now we know that it cannot continue this way. This is why there's always something missing in us, missing in our jobs. Even in the academia, people are beginning to find a lot of loopholes in the system that directs us only in one direction, whereas they are the whole four corners of the earth. This rational mind cannot grasp the mystery of the indigenous. It's probably the most important thing in this modern indigenous and modern that we want to explore relationships between this polarity and even within ourselves, and what is within the systems, that the systems clash almost. So we need to combine the rational, the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, and ourselves in how we relate in full consciousness of what is the whole. So by bringing in the right relationships, we are at the same time trying to align, and it really means more of aligning with our ancestors depending on what we consider and understand as ancestors, the other beings beyond human that have been here before us, and even the spirits that we don't believe in depend what we also believe in, that are kind of missing in action. So the world cannot be limping on, whereas there are natural tools available for building unity and strength and wholeness through right relationship action. I mean, we know when we are in right relationships, when that is when we begin to feel satisfaction in what we do, we find rest in our minds and in our souls, and we find a stage of peace amid all the storms of life. So this so-called love becomes then so fundamental as an energy which we haven't mastered, but an energy that flows between us as we as in concentric circles. Even as we connect and interconnect, these circles of belonging and resonance become so complicated that we have to come back to love, what is at the origin of, that is at the origin of all life. We need to align, just align our being, just who we are, with these forces. The forces are present in the universe in order that we can act right, and that they can act right, and that we can act right with these forces.